Chapter 121 is called True Love of the Flower of Freedom by Deborah J. Reeves. All rights to the book and presentation are reserved. Your chair is ready, and we're going to discuss one of the forms of human true love. Here we go. Chapter 121, True Love. He fell in love. He fell hard. After a moment, he looked up to his mother and father with tears in his eyes. He had to clear his throat, and he said, "Mama, Papa, may I introduce you to your granddaughter, Alicia? Mama, would you like to hold her?" Colette was too overcome by her feelings to say anything, so she just nodded. When Bertie held out his daughter, Colette scooped her up and held her to her chest. Oscar enveloped both of them in a gentle hug, and Bertie watched a tear drip onto Alicia's curls from Oscar's left eye. Oscar struggled to gain his composure, and they heard him whisper, "Welcome to the world, my beautiful little one. I will be your grand-père. I will love you every day of my life." Colette looked into his eyes, and then Bertie saw a tear drop from Colette's right eye onto Alicia's black curls. The nurse apologized for interrupting, but she said that she would be in trouble if anyone but Bertie remained in the room for much longer. Dr. Donovan had arranged with her to allow them in, but the rules would only allow Bertie to stay for any length of time. They all understood, and Colette handed Alicia into her father's strong arms, and she smiled a blessing on her son. "Oh, she's utterly beautiful, Bertie. You did good," she crowed softly, and Oscar nodded. They watched the words land like a balm on Bertie's heart. In his eyes they saw a new man, a wiser man, a good man. Knowing that the world was still on its axis, they kissed their son, and then they kissed their granddaughter. They turned and left the little room to return home to their twins and to relieve Michelle, who was acting as babysitter. After they left Bertie sitting, looking into the eyes of his little girl, she looked back with warm acceptance, and he felt expectation. She blew a little bubble between her tiny pink lips, and then she frowned. Within moments, the underside of the blankets rumbled. The nurse returned within a few moments with all the necessary supplies to teach Bertie how to change a diaper. The nurse marveled that such huge, hard hands could be so gentle, and soon the diaper was removed and replaced, and Alicia closed her eyes and slept. The nurse rewrapped the baby, telling Bertie that little ones feel more secure when they are tightly bundled. After Bertie was reseated in the rocking chair, she placed the sleeping baby in his arms, and she left the two of them alone. Bertie remained seated, peering into Alicia's face. He drew in long breaths to absorb her fragrance, a fragrance he had never experienced before. It was lovely. It was Alicia, he marveled. After a few minutes, he began to whisper to her. The first thing he said was, "Hello, my darling girl. Welcome to this beautiful world. I will be your papa, and you will be my darling girl. I will love you forever and a day." Alicia opened her eyes just then. She held him with her focus, and she gazed into his eyes. Her expression seemed to say, "Deal. I'll hold you to that, Papa." And then she closed them again and sighed a deep, restful sigh. The next thing he said was, "I suppose I should think about getting you christened, but I cannot imagine any christening more meaningful than being sprinkled with my parents' tears of joy and love. It worked for me even when I was a jerk, so I'm sure it will work for a little angel like you. Still, I'd better call Father Joe. He likes nothing more than christening babies. If we're lucky, he will sing for us. When he sings, it feels like heaven opens up and it pours out some extra love. The young nurse came in at 12 and she ordered him to go to the cafeteria for lunch. She promised that she would watch out for Alicia until he got back. Her no-nonsense tone made it clear that arguing would do no good, so Bertie went to the cafeteria. When he got there, he ate the healthiest lunch he could find. He had the sudden realization that he had to live forever to protect his daughter. He sat down with his tray and he felt a sudden emptiness in his heart and mind. As he chewed, he wondered what he was feeling. He wondered if it was Bianca's absence that he was feeling. But when he realized that was not it, he felt guilty. So he pushed the thought of her away. He was missing the feathery weight of Alicia's body in his arms. He wolfed down his salad and he rushed back to the nursery 20 minutes later, after a washroom break and an intense hand-washing session. The nurse was startled but delighted to see him again so soon. She retrieved Alicia from her bassinet, and she returned his daughter to his eager arms. Bertie stayed with Alicia until visiting hours were over. Unable to face the empty apartment, he drove to his parents' house, and he slept in his old room. That was the end of chapter 121. The people of our story now have reconfigured lives, and I wonder where it'll go from here. I remain your friend Deborah, and I hope to see you again. If you'd like, please give us a like and subscribe. That way you won't miss us and the rest of the story. Bye-bye.